There are. I mean, Singapore, we visited them from an import-export standpoint. They're probably by far the best country in terms of a single window for goods coming into that country. It takes them literally minutes to approve items. We have 47 agencies in the United States that have to approve a product that's going to enter our country and be consumed here. It could take days, and it just boggles up the the whole supply chain. So our committee is making recommendations on those types of areas, and we just launched this workforce development committee for these reasons that we're all talking about here. But I have heard some things in Germany where they're, the government funds all this education at lower levels to try to get workers re-immersed into the workforce, and there are other examples like that in different industries. I think we have our own unique issues in a country like ours where, for example, we're not investing what we need to invest in our ports, and other ports around the world are woefully more adequate than we are in terms of technology and capacity and so on and so forth for a whole host of reasons. So I don't know that different cultures have different views on education and so on, and I don't know that ours is any better or worse in certain areas, but we certainly have to fund it to a lot better degree than we're doing it now, and educate people in this particular area, everything that's been said here. So I don't think there's one silver bullet or easy answer to this, but it is certainly a focus, and again, for me, driving it down in the lower levels of education in terms of this, the transportation field as a profession has to be done as quickly as we possibly can.
In terms of workforce, I know some of the Scandinavian countries, Sweden in particular, after a student finishes middle school, they're tracked either into a skilled trade or they're tracked into an academic route, and they've had great experience with girls going into mining and trucking because they're actually looking at the skills that are needed for those careers, and then giving those kids the opportunities to choose those careers based on their skills. So they're finding that these girls are loving some of the careers that they're choosing, and it's at the secondary level.
And following up on that, in Sweden and the Netherlands, you'll find more women advancing there into CEO positions and on the board of directors than anywhere. And they use a quota standard to have increased those numbers for gender diversity. I'm not so sure I'm a quota kind of person if I think quotas are the answer. However, sometimes extreme situations require extreme measures. But I would, though, like for the United States to possibly start an index that we measure companies within transportation and work towards those both public and private companies working towards an index that the industry holds great value in. And
we're working on that, Marcia.
As it pertains not only to gender diversity, but best practices in the industry.